Welcome to Cybercrime Magazine's Mastering Cyber podcast. I'm your host, Dr. J, former White House technology executive and Deputy Chief Security Officer at Mastercard. Mastering Cyber is a weekly 1-minute podcast to help you maneuver the cybersecurity tips, terms, and topics. So buckle up. Your 60 seconds of cyber starts now. I love gadgets. Ever since I was a kid, I loved finding a way to use some contraption to make life easier. And as an adult, I'm in heaven with all of the devices that can automate everything from my coffee maker to my thermostat. They make life so much easier and simply because they are connected to the internet. But with that convenience comes some security risks that I want you all to be protected. And so here's how I protect my Internet of Things devices. First of all, a few weeks ago, I talked about my guest network. Well, I use that same guest network to also connect to my IoT devices so that the adversary can't get into my main network. The second thing I do is change the name and password of my router. Remember, we talked about that. Don't ever use the default. Lastly, use a strong, unique password when setting up devices. When possible, I like to add multi-factor authentication like a fingerprint or an authenticator app for extra security. I hope these tips will help you secure your IoT devices because if you do, you'll be one step closer to mastering cyber. That's it for today. This is Dr. J signing off and reminding you to stay secure. We'll be back next week to share more cybersecurity tips, terms, and topics. This Cybercrime Magazine podcast is sponsored by Mastercard.